Robert Ivory. Since this is your first interview, and this is my first time giving an interview, we can get this done here. I'm just going to go straight into the questions. How's that?
I'm terrified.
So what made you get into singing rap?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know what made you sing? What made you start?
What made me get into?
Yeah. What made you start singing?
Well, singing. I don't know. I just felt like it was like time. Because my whole life, you've been telling me I should stop this making noise. And I did it again. I can't sit still. It's just going to have that noise.
That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Just be normal, real. I've been telling you what?
Since I was young, to sing. Not even necessarily rap. Like,
you had a beautiful voice when you were younger. And still do. All right.
Maybe.
Well, anyhow, what motivated you to create the songs you've written?
I don't really think there is a motivation for any song that I've ever made. I just hear a beat and whatever. Because I keep telling you, it's not me that's writing the music. It's just not. I don't know what it is, what magic, something. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's this source that gives me everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when people in my messages tell me, "You're amazing. Oh my God, you're like, you're next. Like, you're the best." It's like, dude, no. I'm not. I'm just a regular dude that somehow has this connection to whatever. I don't know what it is.
Well, what artist inspires you when it comes to music, and why?
What artist inspires me?
Mm-hmm.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. And who's Bob Ross, and
Bob
why?
Ross. Oh, everybody knows Bob Ross. The Bob Ross. The reason why I say Bob Ross is because it just shows how free he is as an artist. That it's not even, although there are other musicians, that inspire me, the one that inspires me the most is Bob Ross, because he's free. I didn't know it at the time, but because I watched him every single night
mm-hmm.
for years. But I would just watch him paint. But once I started listening to what he was saying, it was lessons. He was a teacher. He would teach how to be free. It's not about how it comes out. You may make a mistake, but it's not really a mistake. It's a happy accident.
Mm-hmm.
But not even just that. It's like he made it known to everybody who watched him that it's your way. Whenever he would do that ridiculous huge tree on the side, and everybody would be like, "Bro, it's ruined. Like, there's no point in continuing to use your ruin. There's just a huge brown blob on the side." But then he does it his way. And he always says, like, you don't have to put that tree there. You could put it somewhere else. You could have no tree at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuck with me with every single song that I have. Like, whatever sounds good, whatever I like.
Mm-hmm. Are there any artists that have made an impact in your life? If so, who and why?
Artists that made an impact. There's Kendrick. Just his whole discography is disgusting. Like, it's the regulars: Kendrick, Cole, 3K, Logic. Let me think. An impact.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by impact? Like, how did it affect? Like,
Yeah.
did it have an effect on me?
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I would say it's more than rap.
Mm-hmm.
Some rappers, I would say, because it goes back to, I can go by year almost, or by era of my life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
early on, there was, and it comes out in my music. I can hear it. There's Babyface,
Mm-hmm.
because you would play Babyface
All the time.
in the car. Mad, sexy, cool girl.
Yeah. That's my jam, yeah.
There's Babyface.
Uh-huh.
Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Stevie.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to when I'm older, there's definitely X. High school, it's all I listened to.
Mm-hmm.
Tens of thousands of minutes listening to just him. But as of recently, indie artists, a lot of indie artists, but more importantly, alternative type music.
Like who?
Imogen Heap,
Mm-hmm.
top, GOAT, nobody better. Like
Imogen Heap?
Imogen Heap, like
Mm-hmm.
Imogen Heap, Men I Trust, the Marias,
Mm-hmm.
Claro, the Immunity album,
Mm-hmm.
um, Crumb. See, this is gonna be my only interview.
Mm-hmm.
My memory's fried. I've been in this room for too long. My memory's cooked. I listen to these people every day. I have no clue what their names are.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I know you got a playlist, a long playlist.
oh my, hours
Uh-huh.
of every genre.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned one person that you listened to that was on the top for a while of your playlist.
Eminem,
No?
Marvin Gaye. Yeah. Marvin Gaye is my most listened to artist, and I had no clue what his name was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, my brain is fried. Like,
And M?
um,
Mm-hmm. What is the hardest thing that you had to overcome?
it hasn't been overcome, but shyness.
What is
It's
that?
impossible. Shyness.
Oh, shyness.
It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see it. The camera can't see it, but
Mm-hmm.
if you stand right here, or
Uh-huh.
if you just peek, like actually peek.
Uh-huh.
No, like actually peek.
What?
Like get up real quick and then like just move like right here.
Okay, what is it?
Do you see that door?
Uh-huh.
That door. Our neighbor's door.
Uh-huh.
I stand right here
Mm-hmm.
and I record.
Uh-huh.
Loud as what? Screaming. Like we're super loud in this room.
Uh-huh.
No sound deadening, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that train, right?
Uh-huh.
If I were to go outside and I snapped my finger by this window, you'd hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine what it would sound like to that neighbor with their door open every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day that door is open. And after every single take, I look over my shoulder to see if somebody's there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm terrified if
Why?
somebody sees me singing.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
So shyness is it, huh?
Not even shyness. It's
Well, you're
just
an introvert anyway.
not even introvert. It's just I'm introverted in areas that I don't want to speak in.
Mm-hmm.
I have so much stuff on my mind that I would love to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that what I like to talk about is interesting to maybe 1% of the population.
And what is that?
Life. Actual life. Not just, small talk. Not, oh, how are you doing, blah, 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 boom. If somebody asks me how I'm doing, I'm not going to say, okay, like everybody else is supposed to say. I don't care what setting we're in. Lying is not a part of my DNA.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. So I can't, in every conversation that somebody comes and talks to me, I can see straight through it. I've been watching people for so long. I know when somebody's just blatantly lying.
Mm-hmm.
I can just tell it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's just in their voice, whether it's their actions, from their face, I know when you're lying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask you, really? Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's cool, but I don't want to talk anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time for
Foolishness.
just something that's not real.
Mm-hmm.
I've dwelled in that for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Just living as if, life is not mine.
Mm-hmm.
I have to make it seem like everything is perfect for other people so they won't think, oh, something's wrong. Well, yeah, something is wrong. Life is not always going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
What is the point of me acting like it is then? So, yeah.
Many rappers and artists come from bad situations such as gangs, drugs, jail, abusive situations, and having unstable family lives. For the most part, since you've not experienced many of those situations, how do you feel the rap community is going to accept you as a rapper and artist?
What a question. Oh my goodness. Can you say it again? I just want to hear how amazing that question was.
I said many rappers and artists come from bad situations such as gangs, drugs, jails, abusive relations, and having unstable family lives. For the most part, since you have not experienced those situations, many of them, how do you feel the rap community is going to accept you as a rapper or artist and artist?
Hmm. How do I think they'll accept me? Jokingly, I say this, I don't think anybody's going to accept me. I'm not, like, I don't think I'm going to be accepted at all. I'm not going to lie. The thing is, I don't care. It is not my place to care about if people accept me or not. The thing is, though, I will say, just because I haven't struggled in the ways that you have listed, there are more struggles than just those. And I make that very clear. I speak about things that are personal to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure everybody at one point in their life can feel what I'm saying, can feel the energy and the emotion that I put into every song, into every sentence that I re-say over and over and over and over, looking over my shoulder to see if anybody's looking.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day. I don't know why I do it, but I have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real, and people recognize real.
Mm-hmm.
Stop
Answer.
smiling at me, bro. You're making me.
Good answer. So, what or who motivates you?
Who?
Yeah, or what? Anything?
Who motivates me? You.
Mm-hmm. Huh?
You.
Me? And why?
Why do you motivate me?
Uh-huh.
You want me to answer that?
Yes, I do.
You motivate me because you live not without, but not for recognition. You wake up every day, you go to work all day long, then you come back, and you've done that for decades. And I ask myself, why? I ask myself that about every single person on planet Earth. Why do they do that? I don't know about it for them, but then I look at you and I say, it's for me. And then I say, well, one, why for me? Like I'm just I'm a 24-year-old with no job, with no money, with nothing but a microphone and a little guitar that I try to learn. Why do you do that for me?
Because I believe in you.
And that's why I do this.
All right, you're going to make me cry. Let me move to the next question. How do you see yourself as an artist, and what do you want people to get out of the songs you write?
That's beautiful. Because I was telling, the managers. She just told me to speak up, by the way. I speak very low.
Yes.
She was telling I was telling the managers that I wanted my first music video to be a blank screen. not because, we have no money to make anything, but I want it to be like a mirror. Every single song that I've made, every like actual emotional song has to do with me. It's all about me. But the thing is, if somebody's listening to that, they're not going to be thinking about me. They're going to be thinking of themselves. So, what was your question again?
How do you see yourself as an artist, and what do you want people to get out of the songs you write?
Themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I know maybe I should. That's why I tell my mom this all the time. I ain't going to be here for a long time. I don't care what you say. It don't matter. They going to get me up out of here, bro.
Stop.
I'm telling you, but listen. The reason why I say that is because that is my goal. That is my achievement. That is my reward. Seeing somebody come up to me or seeing somebody message me saying, well, it hasn't happened yet, but I know it will. You changed my life. But it's not about me changing their life. It's about me holding that mirror up. Because I keep telling you, bro, I don't know why you sacrifice this much for me. Because when I see myself in that mirror, I see that kid that had terrible grades all through high school, never said a word, didn't do anything with my life, did absolutely nothing, lived for other people. Nothing was my own. That's how I see myself every day. But when I get on a beat, and when I put the headphones on, that voice that I hear back to myself, it doesn't sound like me. That's not Robert Ivory. That's why I say, like, whatever that source is, that's like my real voice. That's why when I speak, it's so low. But when I sing, it is so high. It's almost like a disconnection to myself. It'll take time, but I know I'll look back and I'll say those were to the same thing. Those both of those things are the same. It's one entity. I don't know it myself, even though I'm the one singing on the songs, but I'm sure it'll be obvious to the listener.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they will hear that and be like, well, I mean, at least want them to know that I'm a loser and I have nothing going for myself and I have no qualities other than this.
You have a lot of
qualities. It's the majority of people. Everybody is just lost, trying to find their way. After being lost for my whole life, I found this. Somehow this is working out. I just want them to see the same thing. It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you've done. Who cares? It's in yourself that you have to look. Once you realize that, wow, none of that matters. I don't care if it's 40 years, you've done nothing, absolutely nothing. Tomorrow has not happened. What are we going to do about this? Today is not over. What are we doing about this? That could be about anything. Music. You want to cook. You want to learn about plants. You want to grow an apple tree. I don't care what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it.
What made you the person you are, and how do you want people to remember you?
What made me the person I am?
Mm-hmm.
You did these on purpose.
No, I didn't.
You know I'm gonna say you.
No.
You know I'm gonna say
no.
You know
I did some research on questions and stuff. So, like I said, this is my first time too.
You made me the person that I am.
Yes.
Can I say your name or no?
Sure.
Do you want to be anonymous?
No, you can say it. I'm proud to be your mother.
Okay. I can't believe that's weird.
What?
You're proud to be my mother.
Yes, I am. Very. Always have been. Since you were born.
Well, you.
Why?
You have made me the person I am. You're the only person that I've ever been around other than my friends. You are the only, you got to understand how huge this is. You are the, is this still recorded? You are the only person that I have ever been around for this long. There's nobody else on planet Earth. Like, you got to understand that. You are who you are around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm around you all day for more than 2 decades. What was the other part of that question?
How do you want people to remember you?
I know Ye said something like, nobody remembers who, I think it was like the sidewalk or something like that. Who made the sidewalk? Who knows? That's what I want to be. That makes sense.
So you don't want to be remembered?
I don't want to be remembered. I want the message that's there to be remembered. People die. Nobody's going to remember the person. It's what that person did. That's who they remember. Like, that's why I want all my stuff to be physical. Like the whole streaming stuff just makes no sense to me at all, in any way, shape, or form. It's not even about money. This day and age, we're at the best time ever for humanity. Nobody's fighting for food. Well, I mean, people are fighting for food, but in first world countries, we've solved hunger for the most part. People have houses, but we all are so entitled. Everybody, it's like, hello. At any given moment, a rock could literally fall from space. It could tap a satellite and we're GG's. Nobody knows how to grow anything. Nobody knows how to do anything by themselves. But we all think we're just the best to ever live. Like, we've just solved everything. We're the smartest beings on planet Earth. That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm doing the Trump thing.
Oh my God. I'm gonna tape your hands down, boy.
I just noticed that. But
I don't need to see an accordion anymore, please.
But what's it called? Like, we all think that we've solved it. So I know for a fact this is not gonna be. I know for a fact. But I know for a fact, like, we're not gonna be okay forever.
Yeah.
So if my music is, because I always think, that's why I listen to What's Going On so much. Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. If that album, if we had no other music, that's the only album I would listen to for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life. I'm talking if all the electricity was gone and everybody was, man for themselves. While I'm walking in the woods looking for something to eat, I want that album to be in my ears. I'm not even gonna get into what music is around today. But what I'm saying is, like, that's what I want. That's why it's like, what do you want to be remembered for? Like, I just want my stuff to be available forever. Because I'm not making music just for the people today, just for myself. This is like for people, I want these songs to be played for 500 years when America is beyond gone.
What was the hardest song to write on your project, and what is your favorite song on it, and why?
We don't really have a track list yet, but my favorite song, Introvert. I don't care what it is. It might not be my best song, but to me, that is the best song that I've made so far. Introvert, that has to be on it. I don't care. That has to be on the project.
Why?
I made Introvert 4 months into recording at all. So we're talking about, you got to imagine a person that has never picked up a microphone, that has never written a lyric before. You started recording on a gaming mic. On a gaming mic.
Is that the mic?
Yeah, this is the mic.
Is it broken?
No, it's just the foam part came off.
Oh, okay.
I made cherry pie on this.
Oh, okay.
I made a whole bunch of other nonsense. But 4 months into making music, and I made Introvert, which is going to be the outro of the project. It has to be.
When did you change? What did you change to from that? From your headset? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Introvert.
What was there was 2 parts.
No, I said, what was your favorite song on it and why? What do you think of the current music that is being put out by other artists?
What other artists? How about this? How about this? Artists, I think it's amazing. I truly think every artist that's making music right now,
Uh-huh.
they're incredible. Absolutely incredible. One of the best that we have seen. The thing is, there's a mixture of people that are just labeled as an artist
Mm-hmm.
because they get on a microphone. And apparently, if you get on a microphone, that means you are an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Because you make music, you are a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Same way is if I put paint around my butthole and I farted onto a canvas, does that make me a painter?
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
People are going into I don't even want to like rant, bro. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I say it's disgusting is because people know you're an adult. You are you've been alive for some years, and you are making that conscious decision to go into a booth or wherever and record yourself saying nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking of people, generations to come, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not thinking about saying some nonsense because it's getting me paid.
Mm-hmm.
It never used to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I think so much about this, and it is so annoying that most of my friends listen to. It's just like, do you not care about yourself? Do you not care about what you're listening to? Same thing about television. Do you not care about what you're watching? People really think the things that you take into your brain, it just goes in one ear and goes out the other. That's not how this goes. Why is it that if you act a certain way in front of a child, they reenact it? It's not like a parent that cusses around their kids. It's not like the kid doesn't cuss. If the parents only do that around the kids, that's what's going to be the kid's first word.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about here? That's why I was so upset when Chase was in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
They were walking they were in Africa learning about the slave trade.
Mm-hmm.
They was listening to the young boy out there. What are we talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
Why is my 15-year-old, 14-year-old nephew listening about literal murder,
Mm-hmm.
literal drugs, actual drugs? Like, what are we talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
That's why every word that I say, I don't care. Like, it's not about money. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be dead and gone in 5 years.
Stop.
But what I'm saying is, no matter, it doesn't care. Who cares about this money?
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. is not going to be here. Who cares? I'm not thinking about today. I'm thinking about hundreds of years in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And if me talking about nonsense is gonna fill my pockets, oh, we're setting up my family, blah blah. Man, stop. That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense at all. I just keep thinking back to the times where Black people had to stick together to make actual change.
Mm-hmm. Can
you imagine a U.S. in 2024, right? In the 30s, 40s, 50s. For one thing, we weren't even allowed to put our faces on our own music. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
On our vinyls, if we had a #1 song, there'd be a white girl on the cover. Because ain't nobody listening to no nigga on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, like, could you imagine instead of we had stand by me, oh, stand by me. Imagine if they were just talking about doing crack.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if Nina Simone was on the keys talking about having sex on every song. What are we talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
Change happens when people want change and they make change happen.
Mm-hmm.
So how is it that we are allowing these people to get bought out by white people and then just basically breed nonsense to push and breed more nonsense on the actual population. This is, it's too much. It's too much. It's disgusting.
All right. What do you see your future look like, whether it be personal or professional?
Dead.
Stop.
Okay, ask it again.
What do you see your future to look like, whether it be personal or professional?
I really can't answer that. I have no clue. Because I never would I have imagined myself to be in this situation. Just in this situation where there's a phone on a tripod and my mother is asking me questions about my music career. Could you imagine this happening 2 years? 2 years ago?
Yes.
No. You're on some potent, you're I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, bro. I believe in you.
I have never I didn't make a song until December 29th, 2022. So 3 years ago. Before this is not even me having a guitar. I never would have thought. Me having a one guitar pick
and keyboard.
I never thought I would have. Me having a microphone. Are we serious? I didn't think I would have a guitar pick. I have no clue what's going to happen. I have absolutely no clue.
Okay. What places are the most you would love to travel to?
Africa.
Why?
It's where it all started.
Any specific?
Everybody has their eyes on it. Everybody wants to take advantage of it. Since the beginning of time.
Any specific area in Africa?
The Congo.
Congo.
I want to go so bad. I wanted to, because I said, if I stay in America, they're going to take me out anyways. But if I go to the Congo, they really going to take me out. That's nuts. Me go out there, try to save the land, man, get out of here. They going to get me out of they going to get me out of here. But anyways, I want to go there.
Is there any
I'm a nature freak. I just want to be thrown in there. Like I just want to have people around me. I want to see real life. Not this. I don't want to see none of this. This ain't real to me. None of this is real to me. I just want to be out in the wilderness, I just want to get lost out there.
Anywhere else?
I gotta go to Puerto Rico. India. Oh, I want to go to India so bad. The religion is amazing. Their music. I follow this girl on Instagram, and she does these vocal inflections. And what's it called? She does vocals training, but it's just from their language. Their language, because I see it like this. If you learned a certain language and that's your what's it called? Your original language. What's the term for that? Like your mother tongue. Imagine just being fluent and the only language you know being Hindi. Or I know it's not taught that much, but Sanskrit specifically. The amount of percussion that's in the Sanskrit language, they would be the best rappers of all time. If you knew how to fluently speak Sanskrit, you would be the best rapper on planet Earth. The amount of percussion with there's 20 letters a line. And there's so many ups and downs. There's so much percussion. It would be perfect.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
What period would I go to? back in time, what period would I go to? Realistically,
Mm-hmm.
June 2nd, 1962.
Why is that?
And I would just want to be a fly on the wall
That's my birthday. Why is that?
because I want to know all of the happiness and all the hardships that it took to make the perfect human being.
Oh, stop. I didn't pay him to say that either, so.
Well, didn't give you much.
Do you believe in fate?
No,
No.
no, because I did nothing my whole life, and that got me nowhere until. Well, maybe yes I do, because I told you that instance where I dropped. I was listening to, what song was it? It's G.I.V., Jay-Z, Kanye. I don't remember the name of the song because my brain is fried, of course. But I was listening to that song. You know what happened? Dropped to the floor, eyes rolled to the back of my head. The second Javi stopped talking, eyes opened up, and that weight was off my head, like somebody had just lifted it off of from my hair. Just took this sheet of weight that was on top of my head, took it off immediately, and then I started making music.
Hmm.
I don't know. I watched Interstellar like a couple months after that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was my future self kind of like kicking me in the head, like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, get on this. This is what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's what God is. I don't know if that's the universe, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But something legitimately stopped me in my tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how railroads, how they can turn off? It was like I was just gonna fall off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And something just pulled that lever and turned me into a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It wasn't me. I don't know what it was.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's have a little fun. Let's play a word game. Tell me what you think of when you hear this word and why. God.
What do I think of? I think of everything. I don't think God is a figure. I think God is an idea. I think everybody can at least try to be God or try to move as God or a God. When I think of God, I think of the right thing to do. I think of harmony. I think of synchronicity. I think of direction, but knowing which direction you're going into. When I think of God, I think of you. I think of me. I think of just a sense of knowing, or at least attempting to know. We can't act like we know everything on planet Earth, but we can at least try to make our best decision with each moment that we have. That can go with what food you eat, just as simple as what food you eat, what you listen to, what you consume, just period. We all choose what we consume, but we all don't know that what we consume actually changes which direction we go into. And I think that God is that angel and devil on your shoulder. There's always a decision that you have to make. And I think if you consciously make that decision to go in that right direction, you are getting closer and closer to God.
How about music?
I think that's God as well.
Teacher?
I think music, birds sing.
Mm-hmm.
But if we think about it, what is music? Is it a song? Or is it just a noise that we find pleasing? I look at wind as music. Leaves brushing against each other. Rain. it's music to someone.
Mm-hmm.
A baby's cry. You know, actual music. It could be anything.
How about teacher?
Teacher.
Is there any teachers in your past that have stood out to you?
When I think of the word teacher, I think mandatory. But because it's mandatory to teach, without teaching, you are lost.
Mm-hmm.
But teachers in my past, yes, Senora Lopez.
Senor Lopez?
Senora Lopez.
Oh,
But
and that's your
before that,
Spanish teacher?
Spanish teacher, but let's go in order.
Mm-hmm.
5th grade, there was Miss Walsh. There was, what was her first name? Oh, it's going to kill me. Miss Walsh, 5th grade. She loved horses, and one day she took us outside, and she had a little fake horse. We got to throw a lasso around it. Miss Walsh. 6th grade, Miss Gollum, science biology teacher. We played Silent Hedgehog. She was one of the only teachers in school that really mastered how to have fun and teach at the same time. Instead of just pointing at somebody who doesn't care about what you're saying and making them say the wrong thing because you know they're going to say it wrong in front of the whole class. She would, instead of doing that, she would get a little hedgehog and she would just throw it at your head. And if you didn't know it, who cared? Because a hedgehog just hit you in the head. You don't know the answer. I mean, you know the answer to the question. Now you're learning what it is. But everybody was involved. So now it became a thing where you want to learn, you want to know what the answer is, because then you can catch the hedgehog and you can pass it to one of your friends, you can pass it to somebody else, and everybody is interested in learning. Miss Gollum was the perfect teacher. 7th grade, Miss Appleroth, language arts, my highest grade ever, at a 97 in language arts, because she was an exquisite, a perfect teacher. 8th grade, don't remember. 9th grade, then that's Jinx. Don't remember a single thing about that high school. Worst place I've ever been. But there, Miss Senora Lopez. Senora Lopez was my favorite teacher by far.
Why?
Because when I was there, I had no friends. I had 3 friends in freshman year, and then the year after, 2 of them moved away. So I had 1 friend, and then we didn't have that many classes together. And we never had lunch other than 1 period in 1 year. So I was by myself, a mute. I didn't say any words to anybody for all 4 years, basically. So when it was lunchtime, I never ate lunch once at that school. I was there for 4 years, never ate lunch. I was either hiding under stairwells or I was hoping that teachers would let me go into their room and I could just get on the Chromebook and study or watch Nardwuar or something. And nobody would let me in the room except for Senora Lopez. Senora Lopez allowed me to sit in her room instead of being walked over by staff and walked over by other students.
When you were sitting on the ground?
While I was sitting on the ground. She was the only person that let me in her room.
While she had lunch, or?
While she had lunch. And I think she was new there too. And she wasn't having it easy either.
Mm. Okay. Now to more serious questions. All right, you ready?
Sure.
Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
I think if you eat animal crackers, you might as well eat cardboard.
Say a word in Spanish.
Say a word in Spanish?
Uh-huh. Since you're trying to learn Spanish, say a word in Spanish.
Boricua.
Have you ever slapped someone in the face?
No.
If your friend Brendan and your mother were both drowning and you could only save one, who would it be?
Sorry,
Brendan, but he has to answer this correctly.
If Brendan and you were drowning, what would I do?
Who if you could only save one, who would it be?
since I know I can't get you both out, I'll just jump in and then drown myself.
And drown us both.
And then you both know how to swim, so you just.
So why would you have to save us if we both know how to swim?
Humor.
Okay. If J. Cole appeared before you right now, what's the first thing you would ask him?
Why J. Cole?
Why not?
No, because you have this thing. You keep saying that J. Cole is gonna.
Why not?
But just can we talk?
All right, Logic.
No. Listen,
or
because you say, listen, because you say,
mm-hmm.
one day J. Cole's gonna work with me.
Yes, I believe so.
But like, why?
I just have a feeling.
Out of all people,
I just have a feeling.
If he was in front of me right now,
uh-huh.
I would say, what do I do next? I would say, what do I do next? Then I would say, listen to this song. And after he says, wow, that's the best thing I've ever heard, then I'll say, let's make a song together. And then we would take over the world.
Sounds like a plan.
And J. Cole would be president. We would make him president.
And you'll be vice president.
No. I'd rather, oh my goodness.
Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world
Yes.
or be able to talk to animals?
Talk to animals.
Talk to animals?
Yeah. Because if it was true and I was actually listening to what they were saying,
mm-hmm.
They wouldn't listen. If I spoke every human language, I feel like I still wouldn't be listened to. So if I spoke to animals and I can actually, understand what they were saying, and I told people, they still wouldn't believe me. So I could just talk to them.
See, I jacked this up.
What?
Because I didn't finish the word game.
Well, that's fine. Should we just start breakdancing?
The word game, you were on teacher, and then I jumped to something else. So you mentioned animals, so I'm not going to ask you that one. You talked about me. Barney.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is, huh?
I don't remember anything about Barney in my life.
Okay.
Other than I was obsessed with him for some reason. For not recently, like, when I was younger. But, like, I don't remember anything about him.
Last week he was singing this song. I'm just kidding. Okay. Logic.
What about him?
I'm asking you one word. So one-word game.
One
Tell
word.
me. Yeah, we're back to that one-word game. I didn't explain myself. Sorry.
One word.
I said, tell me what you think of when you hear this word and why.
Biracial. No.
Is he biracial?
But,
Okay.
One word.
No, I said, tell me what you think when you hear this word and why. It doesn't have to be one word.
Authentic.
Father.
Trying.
Social media. That's 2 words, but.
Social media.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be just one word, so. What do you think of social media?
It's difficult. I want to say so badly that it's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But where would I be right now?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's it. But maybe without that social media, the people that really, no, I can't even say that. The people that try the hardest will be heard. The people that try the hardest, because then at the end of the day, it's even worse. Mm-hmm. Because then it's back to, suits
mm-hmm.
controlling everything.
Mm-hmm.
They control the majority of it now. At least there's still the 1 in a million where it's like, oh, I just uploaded this on my phone, and now I can do whatever I want. Like, I could change the world just by myself because I posted this on whatever
mm-hmm.
brain rotted app.
Favorite place?
This room. Not even close. This room. I found myself in this room. I lost myself in this room. Everything that I've ever made is in this room. My mind is left in this room. When I leave it, I don't think of anything. We went to the mall for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time in probably years that I've been around more than 5 people at once. No, 15 people at once. And I wanted to scream a bomb threat so everybody else would get out of the way. Like, it's disgusting how many people were there. It's gross.
It was because it was what was it on the?
That was that, like, tax-free.
Oh, the tax-free because of the school.
But it's like I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying, like, why are people here to buy what? What is going? What do you? What? Everybody's just trying to add things to their life to make it feel like it's better. I feel like I'm just going on a rant or something.
You're
But
good.
like, everybody is trying so hard to get things that will add substance to their life. That is why when I say, like, when America is long gone, I want my music to be there. Nothing that you buy is going to add anything to your life, like, legitimately. Because that means you're giving power to things that are not yourself. If I get a crazy car, and I don't know, maybe it gets crashed or you can't drive it anymore, now what? I'm upset because a machine that I bought doesn't work anymore. It's like everything, even shoes. What do I have? A television. Like, none of this stuff matters at all. It's just there. I'm
Yeah.
talking about nothing. All right.
No, the next one you answered, it was fashion.
Fashion, I think it's important, but certain types of fashion. There's fashion to separate yourself from, or not even separate, to be known as something else, or known as a figure. People wear suits so people look at them like they are a person of maybe high knowledge, a person with real motion or real, anything. But what is the difference between a man in a suit and a man in a tank top? If they're the same man, you're gonna look at that dude in the tank top, but you're gonna trust that man in the suit, which is honestly the craziest trick that these people have ever pulled, to trust a man in a suit. LOL. But yeah.
Spanish food.
What do I think of it? Or a word to think of it? Huelas.
That was the next one. Huelas, which is what you call your grandmother. What do you think of her when you hear that word, and why?
No words. No words. When I was saying things that lead towards God, I would say God. There is no being, there's no essence of a human being like that one. It's in its own lane. Same how you have your own lane, same how I have my own lane, and everybody has their own lanes. But I'd go back to both of those lanes the most.
Okay. Pennsylvania.
Blind joy.
What do you mean by blind joy?
Just chill, just being a kid. What about for you?
What?
Pennsylvania.
Part of my past.
But what do you think of it?
I actually don't.
You used to drive.
I drove 2.5 hours from Pennsylvania to Jersey City every day, and 2.5 hours back home. So.
All to come home to an overweight, light-skinned kid with no shape up that played Xbox 360 with his snot-nosed kid friends.
Oh my gosh. Now to the other questions that we're asking about the serious questions, okay? If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
Why? Why? It's almost like the opposite of Zen, where Alan Watts brings up this thing where he talks about Zen, and it's
Talk
like
louder. Mm-hmm.
I can't talk louder.
Yes, you can.
I can't. It's painful. It hurts.
No, it doesn't.
It
As
hurts.
high as you sing,
It hurts.
listen to you.
I feel like
Does it hurt because it's coming from in here?
no. It hurts because somebody's looking at me while I'm saying it.
Here, I'll look down. Okay.
But
Go
no,
ahead.
Alan Watts, he spoke about Zen like, I'm going to use this as an example. What's something soft? This sock. Zen is supposed to be living in the now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he would bring up an example, like when someone would ask him, what is Zen? He would respond with this. That's Zen. How did you miss? But that's Zen.
Uh-huh.
That's just living in the now. It's not thinking about something. It's just getting hit in the face with something. It's just, that is life. So almost as the opposite to that, I would ask God, why?
What's the most boring thing ever?
Acting.
What do you mean, acting?
Living for someone else. Acting like you are taking a step forward when the world is watching you stand in place.
Would you climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
I'd climb a mountain just to jump off.
If there's a spider in your house, do you kill it or set it free?
Oh, you answer that. I'm not killing nothing. I don't care if that spider got a Glock in hand. I'm picking it up and I'm bringing it outside.
Would you rather come face to face with a miniature hippopotamus or a giant cockroach? Both are in a bad mood.
A giant hippo or a mini
Or a giant cockroach or a miniature hippopotamus. And both are in a bad mood.
I'd probably say hippo.
Hippo?
Yeah. What are you doing to a giant cockroach? If The Rock bursted in this wall and he picked that guitar up and slammed it on that cockroach, it's gonna do nothing but laugh. A flamethrower wouldn't do anything to a giant cockroach.
For my last question, Robert, fill in the blank. Robert Ivory is...
Unsure.
And why is that?
I have no clue what's going on. None of this makes sense. None of this was supposed to work out. Do you know how crazy it is that this is happening?
How crazy.
This is why I tell people when they ask me, oh, how does it feel to be on the Ultra-Rated 5? I feel nothing. Because my brain has been in this set. It's been coded for the past 22 years to be nothing, to do nothing with myself, and to waste every second of the day to please other people before I please myself. And then when I throw everything in the trash and I give literally everything up, I stopped talking to my friends every single day, all day long. I stopped watching entertainment. I stopped playing games. I stopped eating trash. And I just, for once, did what a human being should do, which is what that human being believes that they should do. I just did that every day and didn't allow myself to veer back in a different direction. And now I'm being interviewed for just doing what I was supposed to the whole time. It doesn't feel real. That's why I say unsure. Because even though you just sat me down and asked me questions, it doesn't make sense that this is even happening.
It will.
No.
Yes.
They're going to get me out before that even makes sense.
Stop.
They're going to get me out of here.
Stop. Well, anyhow, Roberto, I thank you for taking time in between recording to sit down with me and let people have a glimpse of who you are. I know a fact that many people will remember your name. Thanks again. I love you.